sort out a little bit of. But I am now going to show you some TFT. So as I said in the previous stream, TFT is basically if you grabbed League of Legends and turned it into a deck building card game. That really is the best explanation I can give. You'll see much more. I'm not going to be doing a hell of a lot of explaining for this one. This game is very much feel it out, play it, start working out how things go together. It does have a bit of a learning curve, because at first you don't understand much of anything, and it doesn't really explain itself that much. It's relatively straightforward, but what you get at a basic surface level it just tells you how to play the game, doesn't tell you how to actually win the game, or even be good at the game. The same can kind of be said for the rest of League of Legends, but this is also a lot harder to simply explain, especially in the moment. I can tell you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, but all that'll give you is the tiniest slice of how I prefer to play this particular deck building game and how I like to make my deck, and what that deck does and is good at. But one thing that's important is, so this has got 8 players in it, but we are all against each other. So if I have an episode while playing this game, only I lose. In fact, it helps everybody who isn't me. There's basically no communication between players, so it's very much not a toxic game. If anybody comments, it's usually praiseworthy. If anybody freaking comments at all, ever. So with this game, goes in phases. You fight a couple of monsters. You build up a small team made out of what cards you've drawn. And then you have a very brief, whatever cards whatever champions you've summoned, then have a quick fight against one of the other players. You either win or you lose. And then you get a few seconds to buy some more cards or to rearrange things. And then you fight another one. And then you fight another one. And then you get a brief respite. And then you fight another one. And it's just constantly this, trying to build your deck, gather more champions, make your champions more powerful, and just constantly back and forth. You have a health bar. Every time you lose, so the 100 in the right-hand corner right now that's all of our health. Once you go down to 0, you're out. It's as simple as that. Now, let's see. What do I want? I want this guy. Awesome. So, all of these things on top of the champions' heads are items. These are the champions. I don't even know some of these champions, what some of these champions are good at. But this guy... so, I'll right-click. Everybody has one ability. This guy starts the combat with a shield equal to 40% of his maximum health, which is useful. The sword gives him a little bit of extra attack damage, which is this stat here. And he's just gonna, punch his way through whatever he's fighting. Now, I could put this item on him, and it would combine those two items to make a different item. But I don't want to do that. I actually want to save that particular item for someone else. In fact, I want to save it for this guy. Do I want to put it? I don't want to put it on him now, though. I don't want to put it on him now for a specific reason. Which is, so notice how it automatically shows that upgraded item. I cannot just have the sword and the staff on him to combine later. Whatever the next item I put on him will combine with that first item. So if I put this on him, and then I get a different item that I also want put on him, but I don't want it on him immediately, do I want these two to be together? Actually, frankly, probably yes. I probably do want them to be together. But I don't want them to be there right now. I would actually rather save it up. Now, sorry, I'll use her. Can I upgrade? So, you notice I have 2 of them, 2 of them. It doesn't benefit much having 2 of the same. Sometimes it does, but it doesn't benefit much having 2 of the same. Once I get 3 of the same, they will combine and upgrade to a much more powerful champion. They're still the same guy, just better stats and all that sort of thing. Ooh, that's nice. So he's a 3, that's a 1, so having a 3 is good. And in fact, I'm going to take her out and put him in, because those 2 are both infiltrator class. When I have 2 infiltrators, they get 50% bonus to their attack speed, which is really freaking nice. Ash is also really freaking nice. And sod it, I'm going to sell a few of these. So, you notice I just sold a few of them, and it got me some money. For every 10 money I have, I get interest. So I get an extra +1 gold at the end. So whether I win or lose this match, which I just lost, owie, 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 I can't control them once they're fighting, by the way. I can position them, but then I can't control them. So I lost, but I still got 4 gold from it. As you'll see, it went up by 5. I'm not sure why. I think probably whatever. There's none of those that I want. Now, I could spend my money to buy some XP, and it would make me level 4. When I'm level 4, I would be able to put a field of 4th champion. And I am in fact going to do precisely that. So now that I have 4 champions instead of 3, I am almost certain to win this particular fight. It is not absolutely certain. I can still lose, because notice how they have 2 silvers. In fact, yeah, they're going to win this fight by quite a bit. Yeah, he's pretty well freaking set up there. Lux is nice. So I tend to play a little bit of a longer game, and I am actually going to... no, I can't... Like, there's no point in putting that on him right now. I mean, there is a little bit... No, not yet. I will, however, put that on her. So at some point, I am going to sell her. I don't want to keep her long term. So it's fine for me to put a random item on her to give her a little bit of a boost, because when I sell her, I get that item back, which is kind of important, and I should have done that a little bit earlier, but yeah, I wasn't completely thinking. As you can see, I'm not doing fantastically well. I am slowly getting my life whittled away. I'm at the bottom rung, but that will hopefully change. Normally when I play this, I have not necessarily the best start because of how I build, how I run the start of the game, but that tends to change. Now, I'm going to grab this guy. I could have grabbed him, but I don't want to because of the item he gets. I don't want that item on him. And, as I said, what I actually want is I want these belts on Malphite, the first guy that I got. But if I grab the belt now, it'll combine with the sword, and I don't want it to combine with the sword. I want the vest to combine with the sword. So that's why I grabbed the vest. The other options I could have taken, I could have taken the glove, which that's the one that I want to combine with that staff. Ooh. There we go. That's much nicer. Sell that. Combine that. Alright, so that's looking a hell of a lot nicer. And I will actually shift his location to there. I could upgrade, but I could buy an increase, but I won't right now. So this will be a bit contentious, because he's probably going to win. He's got 2 silvers and 2 bronzes. I've got... Oh, no, looks like I'm winning. Probably the items and the fact, because what that item did is it resurrected him. You may have seen, I didn't point it out when it happened, but he died. and then he came back. It only works the once, but it's a really nice item to have on certain champions, especially the really, really tanky ones, which is why I wanted to get him first. And a big reason why I got him first is because he had the sword. Now, this here is fighting some monsters. I have one more fight against one of these many opponents left. There's not really much point. I don't want to spend money because I want the interest. I want the benefit of the interest as much as possible. I like to play a very economic game, which some people run with the idea of spend all of your money, buy everything, fight hard and fast early on and try and get an early game lead. I like to go for the mid to late term game. There's a few builds that kick my ass. One of my friends in particular kicks my ass with her build almost every single freaking time. It's just like the perfect counter to my build. She typically goes for that build, and I go for the build that I'm going to show you now. But I like my build. I just like it. I could pick something else. I've learned a few of the others, but this is how I enjoy playing it. So, I'm going to buy that. And then I'm going to actually sell that and sell that. And sorry, I'm going to put him in. So you'll notice I was level 5, I had an extra thing to put down. If I didn't put a champion in the field and it was 4-5, then the first one in the left-hand corner here would have automatically came in. I did not want him going in. The main reason I did not want him going in is because he tends to screw up my formation at this stage, at this particular match. Throwing him in actually almost always makes me lose against these guys. What these guys do is, every time you kill one of them, the others regenerate to 100% full health. Fantastic! Okay, this is good, this is good. Let me rearrange things as quickly as I can. Now, however, is when I definitely want him in the thing. Now, I want that, and then I combine that with that, and it gives him a 100% critical strike chance, which is very nice on him, simply because of how he works. What I really want to be doing is getting another one of those gloves and combining it with this, because what that means is that his special ability can also critical strike. So I'm losing this match really freaking hard. They're level 6, they've got a couple of silvers on me, but I now have 50 gold. Now note the interest maximum is 50, so I am at my limit. Like, I am now going to really start spending money. This is where I wanted to be. I don't like being at 70. Usually I can manage to stay within the 80s, but there are ways to not rely on the luck of the draw. Like, there are absolutely ways to not rely on it. But I kind of have been for this match because I've been doing a lot of talking this match. So my Malphite is now a silver, which is really good and useful. Yeah, I'll buy the Lux. I'm going to be spending a decent amount of money now. Okay, that's as far as I'll go. Now, I could upgrade him. What this item does is it makes a duplicate of whichever character I put it on. So if I put it on to Kha'Zix right now, I'd get a third one, they'd upgrade to silver. That would be a really nice boost right now, but what I really want to do is once I start getting some of the much more powerful heroes. So, to explain that, you've got these grey heroes, or the silver ones, which are your rank 1s. Green are your rank 2s. Blue, these ones are rank 3. Purple is rank 4, and the orange is rank 5. Now, as they get more powerful, so you'll notice that even though it's a grey hero, it's now worth a 3. These guys are also worth 3. Like, yeah. It's generally much better to have an upgraded first level hero than a non-upgraded second or third level hero, as a fundamental rule of thumb. But not always. But the really big thing is that you'll notice these percentages. Every time I go up in level, these percentages will change. This first one goes down, and these other ones start going up until they reach about the 35% bar, and then they start going down again. So I'm probably going to lose this one. My turning point will hopefully be after here. If not, it should be after here. Hopefully. My objective is to get 3 Void heroes. That's how I like to play the game. I like to play Void. At the moment, I only have 1 Void hero, which is Kha'Zix, this guy, who I was saying I could upgrade, but I don't want to at the moment. The other 2 Void heroes, however, are in that purple category, which is why I want to hold on to that. So long as I can survive long enough. See, there's one of the heroes that I want. However, he has an item I don't want, so I don't want to get him yet. So instead, I'm going to grab this one. I should have grabbed her. She was purple and had the same item. Idiot. But regardless, the belts, if I get 2 of the belts, it'll come really in handy. But the belt is also going to help that particular character. Why didn't I pick him up just now, you may ask? So if I sell him, he's worth 1. If I sell her, she's worth 3 gold. If I'd been smart and picked up her, who was purple, it would have been 4 gold, and that would have been worth slightly more. But right now, sell that, get the item, put it on him. He now has an extra 200 health, which increases his shield, because that gives a percentage of his health. Now he's a silver, which is great. And I stopped there because I want the interest. Again, a lot of people don't go all the way up to 50. That's what these things are. They're saying how much interest I've got. And see, this person was just doing some buying and selling just then. Some people never go up to 50. Some people stay in the 30 to 20 range. There's at least one pro player who I know never goes over 40, and usually actually ends up going, 40 to 20, 40 to 20, 40 to 20 in massive bursts. And I'm losing this one by a decent chunk. I'm now at 50 health. From 100, I'm at 50 health. I am losing the most out of everybody here. This is a great showing at the moment. I don't want to buy that one now. I do want him later, but not right now. What I also do want to do is spend that money to slowly chip away at my level, because I don't actually want the level quite yet, because I don't really have a hero to put into play that I want to put into play yet. But I'm going to want it sooner rather than later, because notice how people are 6 around me. Now, also, I just realized, because I'm smart, there's no reason for me not to put this on. The reason I held off earlier is because the sword, for that hero at that stage, I consider the sword to be slightly more valuable than, I feel the glove is the most important. The sword is also important, but now that item is fully upgraded, I can move. Now I'm just going to move these guys out of the way a bit, because you've seen those 2 jump forwards? That's what these guys do. They all jump forwards. See, I now have 2 silvers, which is nice, but once I get, notice how they didn't upgrade again? I need to get another silver of him for him to upgrade into gold, which is the highest category. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that was very, very nice, in fact. Okay, this is where my evil plotting really starts to come together. So, first, that. So now he's going to start regenerating. I didn't get a glove, but I did get Yes, let's do that. So, that's what we want. There we go. That's looking a lot nicer. That could be nice, but no. I'm just going to plan for the future a little. So I could... Yes, I won that one. I should definitely use that. But first, let's see what heroes I'm going to end up with. There's a timer in the top of the screen if you hadn't noticed yourselves. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I put these two items on him. Sell him. So now I have that item. And put that item, when it comes back, that completed item on him, which will make him a lot more powerful. He now has 3 items, one of which can still be upgraded. Now I think I'm definitely gonna lose this particular match. He's 7, I'm 6. And he had, I think he had more silvers than me. But, oh shit, I'm losing by a lot. This is a bad game to show you guys what I'm capable of. So let's shift things around a bit. Could have put Darkstar in. What I really want is put that on him, but I kind of want to save that for when I get a third one, because it's entirely possible I'll find a better use for that particular item. There's no point in me duplicating him until it's actually going to yield me a result. There's a few different reasons for that. There we go. I'm winning this particular fight. This particular guy is a champion I actually like. Thanks to this game, I now use this champion in the regular league games. Damn it. In fact, I am actually going to grab him because I really want that particular item more than any. Like, I'm gonna have to sell that Vel'Koz, that tentacle monstrosity, to get that item where I want it, but the item right now is actually more important to me than he is. Probably shouldn't be, but it is. Now, I'm not a pro at this game. I'm actually silver ranked in this game. And this has been not the most fantastic match. There's the other guy that I want. Okay, so sell that. Put that on there. And this is where things actually really start falling into place. There we go. So, eventually, this guy is going to replace that guy. Once he gets the silver, I'm going to sell him and give the items over to him, because this dude is freaking epic once you get rolling with him. Nothing I really want, and I kind of want to keep it the 30. So, I'll explain like what I've got and what items I've got and so on and so forth, because I've definitely won this one. So this guy shoots that laser beam. I've got no control over it. Sometimes he has great aim and actually hits the entire enemy team. Sometimes he's an idiot and goes, hey, there's this one guy over here. I'm going to shoot there while the entire rest of the team is over there. It's like, nah. You don't have control over your champion. Sometimes they do awesome stuff. Sometimes they do stupid stuff. It happens. Lux, this girl, the one here in the corner, her ability stuns everybody in a line that she fires in, and she fires to the furthest opponent. Give me a second. Yeah, cool. This guy grabs the furthest opponent from him and drags them next to him. It's a good way to screw up your opponent's lineup, and sometimes, because people put their ranged people at the back, it grabs them and drags them over. So it would have been great if it grabbed her and beat the crap out of her, but it's also pretty good that he's bashing the crap out of him. Him with his awesome shield, the green item there gives him regeneration. So he's just come back to life, and he's slowly actually regaining health the entire time. If you saw that circle that came up and what looked like teeth burst out of the ground, that was his special ability, which knocks everybody up, does a whole lot of damage, and is incredibly powerful later on in the game. So you'll actually see it in this matchup, because this matchup goes relatively long enough that you can see everybody's abilities. He just does, like, every now and again, once his mana bar gets full, which is the blue bar you can see under people, some of them start with mana, some don't. When his mana bar gets full, he does a huge amount of damage. By using that item, that damage can critical hit. By using that item, the critical damage, it's even more likely he's going to have a critical hit. So it kind of stacks on. Nice, I got another one of those. And I got another one of those, which is nice. Those two together is really quite a nice combination. And the rest of those kind of suck. Oh, but that would be nice on him. Immune to crowd control is very nice. Sorry, I'm going to just kind of pay attention to what I'm doing. Give him some extra spell power. Oh, that could be really quite nice on him. Basic attack chance, 25% spirit disarm to target. That is actually a better combination. I'm going to put that on Shaco, the other guy who jumps forward, who's currently dead. This guy, basically, but the one who's in field. That. And that. That's what I want. Okay, so now that's fully upgraded. So now, I can actually sell this dude and give his items over to him, which will be much more effective. And that's exactly what I wanted to replace him with, actually. Don't want to do it just yet, though. So you notice somebody else has been knocked out, and I'm slowly climbing the ranks now. Void is really a nice combination. So the reason why it's nice, and one of the reasons I like it so much, is that once I have the 3 Void heroes, all 3 of them, their abilities do true damage. It ignores people's armor, it ignores people's magic resistance, it just does, like, you are taking this damage. And I love it. It kills so many people, and this is why I'm kicking so much ass right now. Like, I was 7, he was 9, he had 2 whole heroes on me, and I still kicked his ass because of that factor. Now, this is where things get a little bit interesting. So, I really want to grab that, but I can't. So, that's when I do this. Now, having this lineup being full can be a good and a bad thing. If I get another hero and I really want it, I need to hope that it's a hero I've got a pair of, which at the moment, I don't have any pair. I do have him. I could... no, I don't. So in this lineup right now, I have... Okay, I've got 2 Jins. 2 of this guy. So if I get another one of them, they'll combine and it'll give me an open slot here. But the rest of them I've got no pairs on. That's a silver, that's a bronze. They can't pair up until this is already a silver. That's a silver, that's a silver. So none of these ones can pair up with anybody except the people already in field. These guys are both bronze, those guys are silver. Like, I could have a problem here. But the reason it's not a problem right now is because we're about to go to the shared draft. Whoever I pick up here will immediately enter my team. Do I want to grab that one? What item do I want is the real question here. So, I could have grabbed him. Probably would have been good to grab him, because it would have combined them and all that sort of thing. But I've grabbed her for a very specific reason. Because I'm going to be over my limit, I've already got 7 champions in the field, but my back line is full. The only place she can go is straight into the match, which is why it now says I am 8-7. I have a whole extra hero on the field. That gives me a considerable leg up against a lot of my competition. Maybe not all of it, but it gives me a leg up. Now, at some point, like, because after every single match, this re-rolls. Like, I can manually refresh it if I want, but it re-rolls after each match. At some point, I'm going to get a hero that I want, and it's going to be like, ah, shit, I have to make a choice. What do I do? But right now, I have this hero with her item, causing fun little abilities, and just an extra whole lot of damage and an extra... See, isn't that fun? And just giving me another net advantage. I've got an entire champion that I normally would not actually even have access to at the moment. I would not be allowed to by the mechanics of the rules. But because I got her in that freebie rotation thing, and she had nowhere else to go, that's where she goes. So what I'm really hoping is that I actually get, like, I could have gotten this guy up to silver. And what I'm really hoping at the moment is that another one of him actually does appear before any of the others, so that I can upgrade him, so that I get that slot, and so I don't have to sell anybody on this line. If I do have to sell anybody on this line, it'll be him. He is the lowest worth... Well, he's not the lowest worth. This guy's the lowest worth character, but because he is void, I want him to upgrade to gold eventually. Now I should... 1 second. Spending... Bring that down back to about 50. Fighting against this monster. Oh, holy shit. I've never seen him have 3 items before. Normally he only has 1 item. When I kill him, I get all 3 of those items. So, holy shit, is that going to be a massive... I don't even know how big of a boost that's going to be for me. What the... Okay, he increments his bonus attack damage. And I got another item. That is going... Okay, this is actually going to be a really insane boost. So, see, those are the 3 items I just got. Okay, basic attacks heal. Alright. Always a critical hit. I'm going to give him the Bloodthirster. I'm going to give him one of the critical... Ah, damn it. And that's one of the people I want. I want to give it to him, but I can't. There's no point in me giving it to him, no point in me giving it to her. I'm going to give it to her for now, because I am definitely going to sell her. Now, if I take him away, she will leave my line. And I think that's worth it. She won't leave in the middle of the fight. Ooh. Yeah, he just won it. And I lost my winning streak. But it's okay. So yeah, she hasn't left my line because I did that exchange in the fight. Now if I upgrade it now, nothing will really change. But I don't want to save my money. Alright. There we go, that's what I want to be doing. So now I have a gold champion. Now, I really want to actually be selling stuff now. I don't like, now that I've lost that edge from all of the champions in bulk, I really don't want to be holding on to all this money. I could, but I've got 17 health. If I lose one match at this point, I'm potentially out of the whole freaking game. So, let's really start spending some of this money and trying to get... shit. Excellent. Okay, that's about as far as I'm going to get right now. Now, I could have spent a lot of that money on upgrading myself to level 9, which could have been good. It could have been quite good for me to do that. But what I really, really want and or need is to try and upgrade my heroes to gold. And I just got wiped out. I should have spent more money, but I was hoping I'd survive that. So, like, if I'd managed to survive that, I definitely would have grabbed him, in particular, because it would have just been, like, he synergizes with the rest of my team really well. But that's TFT. So it's very much a deck building game. It is really very fun, and as a side benefit for me, it doesn't give a shit if I pass out or not, because I'll just lose the match, and that's it. Now, I can watch other people's matches. I could do this the entire time, by the way. Click at each of these and look at other people's matches. There's 3 people right now, so somebody's going to fight a ghost. What that means is that one of these 3 people is going to be fighting a carbon copy of one of the other people. But it'll be slightly weaker for a couple of different reasons. I can't remember specifically what those reasons are. But yeah, so right now, these 2 are fighting, which means this one is fighting a ghost. And if you lose to ghosts, it's very embarrassing, but, it happens. And that was apparently enough for the game to be won. I'm not entirely sure how that happened. Still, normally the ghost is one of the eliminated players, hence weaker, especially after time has passed. Thank you! I'm seeing the comments that people have made now, so this doesn't look like Dark Souls. Yeah, auto chest, yeah! How does the level up work? By combining the cards, where it says by XP. So, leveling up, every match, every single thing, you get 2 experience points. Now, you can buy XP by spending money as well, but you will slowly gain levels as the game progresses. That's how XP happens. Is it rock, paper, scissors meta, or is there... It's not rock, paper, scissors at all. There is no rock, paper, scissors... Well, there's not really any rock, paper, scissors about it. There's a bunch of different strengths and weaknesses, but there's no... This immediately counters this, and this immediately counters this. Some things are very hard counters just because it works so well. For example, one of the hard counters against my true damage is my opponent just going, I have lots of healing and lots of regeneration. Like, yeah, you're doing a lot of damage, but if I can't deal a lot of damage in one go, they'll just heal it and regenerate it. There are various different combinations, various different builds. The win streak reward seems to compensate for no interest fairly well. Yes, I didn't really speak about the... there's also losing streak. If you get a streak, so you lose multiple times, you get extra money. If you win multiple times, you get extra money. So maintaining a streak, there is actually a viable kind of play where you deliberately lose the first few matches because you can control losing the first few matches in order to build up money quicker. I don't like it. I consider health to be a valuable resource. If I can win the early matches, great. But unfortunately, the way that I like to... Because I don't know everything about this game yet. I understand how to actually not rely on luck. But in order to not rely on luck, you need to know every single champion. You need to know okay, if I buy this, yes, yep, and know how to go, this is a really strong early team composition, this is a really strong later team composition. If I learn a couple of the really strong early compositions, which I know a couple, but if I learn them really well, then I can just go, I win a bunch of early matches, sell all of my heroes, and replace them with the heroes I want. There's some pros and cons of doing that. I will be ending this stream shortly, by the way, but there are some... Dark Souls will be starting in about half an hour, so I won't be playing any other games between now and then. But, you notice, like, the different colours of heroes. You've got the grey, which is worth 1 gold. The green, which is worth 2 gold. The blue, which is worth 3. The purple, which is 4. And the orange, which is worth 5. If I combine 3 1 gold heroes together, they become a 3 gold. Yeah. They're all, like, they're 3 1 gold heroes. If I sell a silver... if I sell one of those silver grey heroes... The original rank 1 is, like, it's now a rank 3 hero, like, it's now worth 3 gold. Fantastic. I can invest in that hero and sell it at no loss. But, if I upgrade the 2s, if I get 3 of the 2s, they become a 4. So, I can freely upgrade the silvers, like, the greys, those rank 1 heroes, and sell them. But if I start doing that for the higher ranked heroes, I end up with a monetary loss. So if I want to not rely on luck in this game, understanding the early game compositions, the early games, how to hit hard and how to really win in the early game, I could potentially guarantee myself some early game victories, get myself a nice winning streak, and then sell those heroes when the heroes I actually want start turning up. That's one strategy. The strategy I used in that game relied a bit more on luck by picking heroes that benefit my composition towards the mid-game. That way I don't have a sudden drop, like, strong early game, weak mid-game, strong late game. I often end up with the weaker end early game, but accruing more money. Usually I have a better mid-game. And then a really strong end game. As you saw, like, once I hit all 3 of my Void champions, I was just going win, 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 occasional loss, win, 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 and ended up in the top 4. From dead last to top 4. So, yeah, my strategy is not the best strategy. There are better strategies, and there are a lot of other strategies and compositions in this game. But I like this one, so that's what I play. Any other questions? Clear the back line by deploying people. I didn't want to do that, as you saw at the time, if I'm assuming when these things happen. Normally the ghost is one of the cool, hence suggesting win streak and not losing streak. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this stream. In about half an hour, I should be starting the Dark Souls stream. At the moment, Liam was awake earlier. He's taken a bit of a nap because he had a long, he'd been just, I don't know. So he's had a bit of a nap. Hopefully he is awake by now, or he will be awake shortly, and we'll be ready to start. But Dark Souls should be starting in half an hour, so I hope to see you there if you want to join me. We've started getting to the nitty-gritty of the lore, and I've started actually being, I haven't quite clicked at that moment of, yes, I can do all the things, but I'm not completely shit at Dark Souls now. I'm sure I will be when I reach the next area, but right now, I'm at that, hey, I know what I'm doing kind of phase. So yes, hopefully this next game you will get some more lore, see some more awesome stuff. I will progress a bit, and it'll just be a fun ride for all of us. Alright, see you then.